my goodness, look at that.
Hi, and we welcome you to Hershberger's Miracle Homestead.
Howdy folks, and welcome back to our homestead. I am Martha and I'm in the kitchen, and thank you for joining me. I will be making a peanut butter cream pie and a coconut cream pie. And as always, it takes ingredients to make food, and I will pull you in and go across the ingredients that we need for the coconut and peanut butter pie. The ingredients we'll need for these two pies are milk, peanut butter, cook and serve, vanilla pudding. You'll want vanilla pudding whether it's Wheatus juice from the box, or if you have a recipe for vanilla pudding you like to make yourself, but vanilla pudding. Pie crust, coconut flakes, powdered sugar, and Cool Whip. You may wonder about the little white mark here. No worries, it was in the freezer, and I let the saran wrap, I loosened the saran wrap, but I left it over it when I had it on the countertop to thaw out, and it was just some water drops that dropped down. So, with the fork, you will want to prick all the way around the sides, because we'll be baking this as an empty pie shell. And then down around the bottom. And then the same way with this one. And this will go into a preheated oven on 400 for about 8 to 10 minutes. So I will put these in the oven and let you see what they look like when they come out. I have two hot pie crusts here that have made their exit out of the oven. This is a smaller one here. And this will probably be the coconut pie. This is a larger one, and it'll be the peanut butter pie. The reason the smaller one is the coconut, not everybody likes coconut, but we all love peanut butter. This also takes me down memory lane because my dad loved coconut pie. So I will think of him as I make it and as I eat it.
We do have a video of making the pie crust using our mom's recipe. We will have a link for the pie crust video in the description box below.
We are back to make the vanilla pudding. And again, I want to stress using the cook and serve pudding. You can use instant, but the pudding does not hold up as well. It'll get runny quicker, but the cook and serve holds up well. And then to make the pudding, just follow the instructions on the back for the pudding directions. With pie, we make one exception to their directions. We don't put in quite as much milk. That way the pudding itself is a little bit thicker. So with 2 big boxes and 1 small box, that should have given 8 cups of milk. And I'm only using 7 cups of milk. Okay, I have the pudding in here. I'll pour about 3/4 of the milk in here and start warming it up. And while that's warming up, I will put the rest in here and mix it up. So we will proceed with cooking the pudding. Okay, I poured 5 cups in here, and that lets 2 cups to mix with the dry there. I'm sorry, I forgot to pull you in so you could actually see the pouring of the milk better. But I'll pull you in now so you can see the rest of it. I will turn it on about a medium heat. Milk will stick to the bottom, but right now I'm not going to disturb it. I will pour the 2 cups of milk into here. Use part of it and start mixing. And get it ready to go, so when the milk over there is heated, why, this will be ready to dump in. Now, even though that's mixed, it does have a way of having a settling, so you want to be sure just before you dump it in there that you give it a good stir. Have something handy right away to, once the pudding is into the milk, then it's a constant stirring of it so it doesn't stick on the bottom. While this is heating up, I have prepared it's a glass pan. Doesn't really matter what size you use, since this will be divided out into 2 different pie, 2 different kinds. I have 2 different pans here, and it will cool down faster if it's in a shallow pan versus if you leave it in a deep pan. You stir it up. All right, we're going to pour it in. Now, here's where patience comes in at. It's a constant stirring. I see a few bubbles coming, so it's at the verge of boiling or just starting to boil. I will cut the burner off. This will be for the peanut butter pie here. Pour it slowly because the pudding is hot. You don't want to break your glass pan. This will thicken as it cools. Another thing you'll want to do with hot pudding to prevent a skin from forming across the pudding, put clear plastic wrap over it right down onto the pudding. And that'll prevent a skin from forming. I'm going to throw about 1/4 teaspoon of coconut extract in here just to help drive that coconut flavor home. Mix that in. And then these coconut flakes. Dump those in and stir it up. Pour this slowly in the next pan. And I thought I'd give a shout out to this countertop burner here. We have really enjoyed it. Number one, it's our go-to countertop burner in case the power goes out and we need to hook up to a generator. This is our go-to for that because we need something to cook, especially for Buddy. And then also in the times that I've cooked that I said to use one burner, I often just did that here on the countertop and pulled y'all in so we can be together right here instead of going over to the stove. Having said that, I will just add here that we did get this through Amazon, and we will have a link for it in our description box below the video. And anyone who shops through our Amazon affiliate link at no extra cost to you, we do get a little commission, which is very helpful. And we thank you to those that have shopped through our link. We appreciate that very much. We're going to make our peanut butter crumbs now, and I normally just dump. I don't measure, but this is a 2-cup measure, so that's probably 2.5, 3 cups of powdered sugar. One thing, if there's left more than you need, you can always freeze it. So, and then the peanut butter, just what you do now is just make a crumble out of this. Doing it by hand is the easiest. Wash my gloves. Okay, just dig in and make this into a peanut butter crumble. Okay, I'm going to add just a little bit more. That looks right. Well, the fun part is here on making our coconut pie and our peanut butter pie, and that is the assembly of it. I have everything laid out here. And before I actually start assembling it, I will pull you in so we can be together on the project. This over here is for the peanut butter pie. This is the coconut. Cool Whip goes on both. I will start out with the coconut. That's the fastest. I love this pudding warm, so I helped myself to it, and I enjoyed it to the fullest. I knew we had plenty. Because of the saran wrap on, there is no skin on the top. And because we put a little bit less milk to it, it is a thicker pudding, which is exactly what we wanted. And then you can just, I'm just using the plain coconut. Here is the coconut pie. And I will start out by opening my bag of peanut butter crumbs, pouring them in to the bottom of my pie shell, covering the sides and the bottom. I like plenty of peanut butter crumbs. Okay, with the vanilla pudding, just layer that on top of the peanut butter crumbs. And just spread this gently around. And just put a generous amount or however much Cool Whip on the top you want. Alrighty, now you want to do another layer of crumbs on top of the pie. And there is the peanut butter pie. I like to put it together 3-4 hours before I actually serve it. Okie dokie, here goes. Oh my goodness, look at that. Now for the coconut pie. Thank you for joining me in the kitchen today. If you make these pies, I hope you enjoy it just as much as we do. And now we invite you to stay tuned for the golden thought.
And now, as always, we'll close with a golden thought.
Howdy folks, and welcome to the golden thought of this episode. I am Martha, and I'm here with my twin brother, Marvin. He's also better known as Buddy. Ain't that right, Bud? Bud or Buddy. The golden thought for this episode is our life should preach a message that is louder than our voice. And it reminds me of a saying that we used to hear growing up that actions speak louder than words. And true, words can make you feel good, but then if it's not followed up in action, that's where the rubber meets the road, is in the action. Someone can do an act of kindness with very few words, but it means the world. So again, the golden thought of this episode is, our life should preach a message that's louder than our voice. Thank you for joining us, and God bless.